Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you 5 different ways to wear your wig. Alright, so I wanted to come on here today and I wanted to show you a couple different ways to take one wig that you have and wear it in completely different ways. It's something I get asked about all the time. Especially with like lace front synthetic wigs, you have to pull them up a certain way to keep the hairline and everything looking natural, and you don't want to like start exposing things and stuff like that. So I wanted to go ahead and show you 5 different styles that you can do to your synthetic wig, and I wanted to also just kind of show you the versatility that you can really get out of one wig from your collection. I know that not everyone has all this craziness behind me, and if you just have 1 or 2 wigs and you really want to work with them but you want to switch up your look, that is totally doable and it's super easy. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So you're gonna want your wig comb or your wig brush. That's always important. You're also gonna want some type of brush that you can use to kind of part and pull hair out. So I like to use just something, you know, simple like this, or you can use a rat tail comb or whatever you feel like works best for you, but you're gonna wanna be able to like use something to kind of section off pieces of your hair. One of the styles we're gonna do is gonna involve kind of a headband. I like these thicker ones just because I have a very odd shaped head, and I find that if it's too thin of a headband, it kind of slides up in the back on me. And this also is nice and thick, so it really kind of helps kind of hide a lot of stuff going on with your wig when you're using this to do a style. So we're gonna be using this for one style. The other thing that I recommend having is you're gonna want some of these little tiny rubber bands that you use for hair. You can buy them in like a million pack on Amazon or at your local beauty store, drugstore, wherever they have them. But you're gonna want a few of these because we're gonna be using these to do a lot of our like sectioning with our styles. Another thing that you're gonna wanna have for one of the styles we're gonna do are these little baby, tiny little clips. These are making a comeback. I don't know if you guys remember, but like when we were in middle school, the little butterfly clips were super, super popular. So these are actually a lot easier to find now. And I even saw some butterfly clips the other day at H&M and I was like, oh my God, but nostalgia. But any type of little small clip like this, and you can use fun ones. These are just regular black ones. And then I've got a larger one here that we're gonna use as well. You're gonna want some bobby pins. Bobby pins are gonna kind of be ideal for a lot of these things that we're gonna do, just to kind of help put the hair where we want it to stay. And then I like to use like a big kind of scrunchie to do one of these styles. So any big scrunchie that you have, you can absolutely use. It doesn't matter what kind, just any type of like more fluffy big scrunchie. And that's it. So you're just gonna want a couple of these things to do these styles. Again, as I do each style, I'll kind of go over what I'm using for that style, but this is just kind of a list so you can have your stuff ready if you want to kind of do this with me. All right, so first style. Obviously, you can always wear the wig the way it comes. Now, depending on whether or not this is a free part or a fixed part, that's gonna make a big difference in what you're able to do. But I really wanted to show you guys this on a fixed part because I feel like fixed parts have a lot less versatility as far as where you can move your parts around and do things. And you kind of have to work with like this very defined center space. So when you're pulling things up, you have this part here as well. So I really wanted to show you guys this on a fixed part wig, but you can absolutely do any of these styles with a free part as well. That's totally fine. It's actually probably gonna be easier for you to do it with a free part because you're not, like I said, having to deal with this, you know, part that we have to deal with. Also with fixed parts, you don't ever have to be afraid, especially if you're trying to do a new style or something, or if you wanna just change up the look of your wig, you can always take it and literally just slide your part over to the side. I'm not a huge side part fan. I don't normally ever buy wigs that have side parts. I think I have a couple, but I tend to go with the middle part because I prefer a middle part. But every once in a while, I decide I want to be different, and I also have the option with all of my middle parts to make it a side part. So don't feel like you're constrained to only wearing your wig in the middle if it's a middle part wig. So you can absolutely do this, and this literally just instantly changed our look. Now, I'm gonna leave this here like this. I did this on purpose because what I'm gonna show you guys is kind of the first very simple style. We're going to put the side part here, and then we're just gonna take this side that has all this hair, and we're going to take a nice little section of it. What I recommend is kind of about 3 inches, I would say. and then you want to pull this back. So we're pulling this back like this. We're not pulling it back all the way up here. We're pulling it back to the side. You have the little ear tab right here now that's kind of lifting up. So this is also going to help kind of hide that as well. So we're just going to take this hair and we're going to take it back like this. Take that medium-sized hair clip that I have, and I'm literally just going to clip this back. So you just want to be careful that you don't stab your wig cap, because I have totally done that. If you have an open weft cap, it's actually easier to use clips than if it's a fully constructed wig cap. And then you have this cute little half updo, and it's that easy. And it makes a huge difference in the way that the wig looks and the style that you're going with. So I just want to show you that real quick because it's probably the easiest, most simple one. And when I say that to someone, they're like, oh, that makes so much sense. I didn't think about just pulling up half of it. Like, it makes a huge difference in the way that the wig looks instantly. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to take these little baby clips, and the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna take a very small amount of hair in the front, evenly on both sides. You can do less, you can do more. It's really up to you. And I'm just gonna take one of these little baby clips. I do have an extra one sitting here for this exact reason, because this works really well. And I'm just going to put it on there and keep this together so it's out of my way and it's not in my eyes. I can still see what I'm doing. So then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do something very similar to what we did before, but we're gonna take a very small amount. I usually like to do it like right here. I kind of like, the line's gonna be about the midway of my eyebrow is where I'm gonna grab from. And you just want a small little section like this, nothing too crazy. And then we're gonna pull this back here. Again, you don't want to pull any of this too tight because you don't want to lift up your wig, especially if you're not gluing it down. And we're going to take the little clip and we are going to clip this in. Now, something you can do if you're a little worried about it falling or sliding is you can always take those little hair rubber bands, put that in the end first to kind of put the hair actually together as a piece, and then put the clip over it. And you can also wear these clips back further or more forward. So you could take this clip and you could bring it all the way up here and have it be kind of there where it's visible on both sides. Or you can have them in the back if you don't want to see them, but you want to pull it up. And then when we're done with that, we're gonna pull this off here. And you can do this without these as well if you want. I just find like if you pull these back, it looks really cute too. I just find that these here kind of help hide the hairline area, especially if it's not as well of a constructed hairline on your wig. This is really just gonna kind of hide it and not make it more noticeable. If you're pulling it back and you're not wearing a really well constructed wig, you're gonna start seeing all of the imperfections along the hairline. So this is another really cute, very easy, simple style that you can do. The next one we're gonna do, again, I'm just gonna keep these here, my same little parts. If you don't have them, you're gonna make them. You can do this again with or without this, but I just prefer to have the little strands in the front. Just gonna clip them back together so they're out of my way again. And now we're gonna take pretty much the same amount. So you're gonna take about the same amount of hair that you had that first time, and this time you're gonna bring it together. Now, with a middle part, it's gonna be a little bit harder for you to do this than with a free part, obviously, because you have this part you have to deal with. But you're gonna go ahead and take one of those little small rubber bands that we talked about earlier, and we're going to put this together to make one solid ponytail, but we don't want to make it too tight yet. So we're just going to kind of keep it a little bit loose like this here. It's okay if you're still seeing that parting space, it's not a big deal. And we're going to wrap that like that. And then I'm going to take the hair into two sections like this, and I'm going to pull it tight and pull it back this way. So I kind of want to pull the rubber band back and then tight. That way it's not sticking up too far, because if you have it up forward too much, it's gonna fall in your face every time you wear it. You can leave it like this. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like just like that with just the high little pony, which you can absolutely do. You can also pull up more hair if you want instead of this. But the next step that you would wanna do is you can take your little scrunchie. So you can kind of play around with it and do whatever you want, which is kind of nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing with my headband, and I'm gonna do something very common in this whole video. I'm gonna pull some hair forward again. You can do this, like I said, with any of these styles or not do this. It's totally up to you. So don't feel like you can't do this style if you don't do this. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull hair forward. This time I'm gonna pull a little bit more forward. All right, so I'm just gonna clip that together. Okay, so now we're gonna take our headband. I prefer, like I said, something wider, something that's a little stretchier. It can be any headband you want though. It doesn't really matter, honestly. This is just one that I really like to use, and it also matched what I was wearing. We're going to go ahead and pull this all the way onto our neck, pull the wig out, and you're gonna put this inside it. So we want this to be under and the rest of the hair out. And then I'm gonna take this and line it up where I want it to be. All right, and then right here, this is a really great style to do if you have a hard front wig or you have a wig that just doesn't have a great hairline. This is gonna really hide that. I know you guys have probably seen like the headband wigs that are on Amazon and stuff that are super popular. This is kind of giving you that look, but on a wig that you already own, so you don't have to buy another wig to do this with. Like I said, I like to pull a little bit of this out. As you can see, it kind of just gives you a little bit more of that face framing, and it would hide the hairline. Any of these wigs too can be worn in like a low pony or anything like that that you want to do. Don't feel like you have to wear it down just because it's not a 360 wig or whatever. I do low ponies with my hair at work all the time. I do like completely half ups all the time like this. Just make sure you're either gluing your ear tabs down or you're installing your wig when you're doing things like that, just because if things start to lift and fly and flap in the wind, the illusion that it's not a wig is gonna kind of go out the window. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you get notifications on all the videos we do in the future. And if you found this video useful, I'd really appreciate a like on it. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.